White men are single-handedly going to destroy America. Mark my words. White men in the United States of America, they are going to single-handedly destroy America. And this doesn't get talked about enough. This doesn't get highlighted enough, right? Your favorite white supremacist YouTubers, your Hodge twins, your Legion of Incels, right? Even your Gaetan Daniels, all of these people, right? Far right, red pill YouTube channels, they're not really going to highlight the real issues in this country, right? The real issues in this country, well, there's many different issues in this country, right? But white men, your problem isn't immigrants. Your problem isn't black people. Your problem isn't Asian people, right? Actually, these are the least of your worries, right? The problem is the same problem that everybody else has. Your government has turned on you, right? This is what y'all not understanding. Your government has turned on you. This is not the 1960s. This is not the 1950s, right? Where you were used to being on top, where you were used to dominating, where you were used to having a marketplace where nobody else got to compete, right? You were used to everything going your way. And now that nothing is going your way, you have to have somebody to blame. You got to blame it on black fatigue, right? You got to blame it on the immigrants, right? You got to blame it on this. You got to blame it on women. You got to blame it on the 19th Amendment. You got to blame it on the Civil Rights Act. You got to blame it on everything else but the real issue. White men have fallen. White men have fallen drastically, right? And of course, many white men have to lean on, right, what they always led on, right? What they always leaned on, racism, right? The same old, same old. That's the only thing that they know. The only thing that has kept a place like America running for the longest is making sure that other people couldn't compete, making sure that white people, white men always had the upper hand, right? Making sure that everybody else was at the bottom of the totem pole, no matter how you had to get there, no matter if you burned down the churches, no matter if you put crosses in people's yards, no matter if you stopped them from getting into corporate America, no matter if you stopped them from climbing a ladder. White people have a history of making sure that nobody else got to compete so they can stay at the top of the totem pole, aka racism, aka discrimination. Let's call a spade, right? Why aren't your favorite white supremacist YouTubers talking about it, right? Why aren't your Nick Fuenteses of the world really talking about the real issues that's going on? White men have fallen. White men are not the same white men of yesteryear, of yesterday, right? They're not the same. They don't know how to function in a new world. The new world isn't the old world, right? We stay in a globalist society where everybody is competing now. Everybody is getting to the money now. Everybody is doing this. Everybody is doing that, right? White men are failing to understand that they are no longer the dominating force in America and in the world, right? People are getting rid of the white male's influence around the world, the colonization influence around the world, and many white men cannot handle it. And this full disclaimer: I am not talking about all white men. I'm not talking about all white people. We know exactly who we're talking about, right? And then you have the media not telling you the truth, right? You have mass shooting after mass shooting after mass shooting. We know the issue. There's a severe male loneliness crisis. There's a severe job crisis. Nobody can afford to live in America, right? Including white men, including the majority of white men. You can't afford houses anymore. Your women have gone AWOL, right? Nobody's highlighting this issue. Everybody wants to stick to the whole black fatigue narrative and all of this, right? Because it does numbers, right? What they're doing is they're just feeding you your internal racism. That's all it is. Simple, right? Any psychologist can see this from a mile away. They're just feeding you and marketing, right? Your internal racism. They're just constantly feeding you. They're constantly feeding you for the numbers, for the views, all of it. Now, whether you want to believe it or whether you want to see it or not, that's on you. But truth be told, America's never going to be America again because of white men. I'm going to say that one more time. America is never going to be America again because of white men, right? And what started off as a movement for men, aka the red pill, aka the manosphere, right? It is basically turned into an anti-black, anti-immigrant, right? Anti anybody else, right? And it has turned into a white Christian nationalism. If you're not like me, right, then you get cast aside, right? That's what it's turned into. Right now, everybody is sucking. Now everybody is sucking up to the to the white guys. Everybody's sucking up. Yep, it's the black fatigue. Yep, it's the immigrants. Yep, it's the Indians. They're taking your job. It was DEI, bro. Most white men are not even competing, bro. Most white men don't even have the wherewithal to compete, and that's just being honest. You're no longer in the competition. Many of you are no longer in the competition, right? So what the government, what this current administration is going to do, what your favorite YouTubers are going to do, what your favorite influencers are going to do, they're going to continue to feed. They're going to continue to feed the lies. They're going to continue to make sure that you point the finger the other way, right? People are making money off of you, right? Everybody, well, with a brain can see where the issues lie. White men have failed on their head. Humpty Dumpty fell off a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. This is the great fall, right? And nobody's coming to save you. Just like nobody's coming to save black men, nobody's coming to save Indian men, nobody's coming to save Asian men, nobody's coming to save no man. But you think that you're somehow so special, right? You think that everybody's taking your job, right? You blame it on black fatigue. Well, nah, I think at this point we got to call it what it is. This is white fatigue, right? This is definitely white fatigue, right? I can no longer sit back, and there's truth in all aspects, Ninja, right? There's truth in many different things, but the continuation of the lack of accountability, right? The continuation and not calling, right, truths on both sides, right? Whatever aisle you sit on, right? The audacity to act like just white men's hands are just clean and it's everybody else's fault, right? This is a clear, deliberate effort to not call out the truth. This is a clear, deliberate effort to not call it how it is, right? And this is why the red pill is done, right? This is why the manosphere is done. It's turned into, I didn't coin this word, but it's turned into the clanosphere. Shouts out to Coach Greg Adams, right? It's the clanosphere now. It's not the manosphere. It's not the red pill. It's the clanosphere. It is turned to an outright cucking, right? Outright cucking of white men. It is turned into outright sucking up to white men. Everybody's giving white men a pacifier, and instead of telling these ninjas, hey, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, ninja, right? Your women have, sounds familiar. You can't control your women, ninja. Your women are doing whatever the fuck they want to do, right? You are no longer having kids. The population crash is not on black fatigue, ninja. The population crash is not on the immigrants. You ninjas are not having kids. You are not having babies. You are not getting married. Your women, white women, they want to smash whoever they want to smash. They want to go for the BBC. They want to go for the Mexican guy. They want to go for the Asian guy. They want to go for the African guy. They want to go for whoever the hell they want to go for. You ain't got no control over these white women anymore. And then they vote how they want to vote. I've seen countless time where a white dude is quote unquote conservative and his bitch is a feminist. She lean left. right? But you're still in a relationship with her. You're still sleeping with her. You're still smashing those guts, right? You're still doing all of that. So please explain to me, how is it everybody else's fault but your fault? When this country finally crashes, it ain't going to be the immigrants that make it crash. It ain't going to be black fatigue that makes it crash. The country failing is going to be on white men, and racism ain't going to save you, right? Racism is not going to save you. I know that's what your ancestors are used to leaning on, right? I know you're not used to, kumbaya and holding other people's hands. I know you're not used to that, right? I know you're not used to seeing eye to eye with everybody else, right? I know you're not used to, shaking hands with everybody else, right? I understand that you didn't come from a lineage of peace. I understand you come from a lineage of evil. I understand completely, right? But when are you ninjas gonna break the cycle? Ninja, when are you ninjas gonna get it together? Ninja, when are y'all gonna get it together? Y'all are running around shooting up churches, shooting up schools, right? I think we have a white male culture issue now, and it's becoming even more exacerbated now, because you got the clanosphere, you got the clanosphere feeding into it. You got the clanosphere just pouring fuel on the fire. They don't care about you, right? You got these guys stay overseas, aka Legion of Incels, and it's a bunch more YouTube channels, right? Who try to play like they try to play like they really, oh, it's a left versus right thing. No, these ninjas just milking it. These ninjas stay all the way in Poland, Ukraine, somewhere, ninja. They not even in the United States. And then you got these mutts, what's their name? The Hodge twins. These mutts, they wish they were white, right? Oh, black fatigue, up there laughing with dang on Andrew Tate, which is another weirdo. Andrew Tate is not a leader. You have no leaders anymore. No, do y'all not understand that this is literally a repeat? This is literally a repeat of what black men had to go through throughout the 50s, 60s, and so on. This is literally a repeat. They wiped out all your leaders. You have no leaders. The leaders that you do have, there are false gods. There are false teachings. Andrew Tate, Fresh and Fit, Myron Gaines, all of these ninjas, they're false leaders. And y'all are falling right into the black hole. I have no sympathy, right? I never have any sympathy for it. I'm just call it how it is, right? The whole country was built on for you to have an upper hand, ninja. I'll never feel sympathy, but I will tell you the truth, ninja. Y'all have fallen deep, deep in the black hole. Y'all have fallen deep into the abyss, and nobody's coming to save you, right? They're not going to tell you the truth. Cuck News is not going to tell you the truth, right? MSN bullshit is not going to tell you the truth. None of these people are going to tell you the truth. They're going to let you wipe yourself out. That's what they're going to do, right? The YouTubers, they're going to milk it and milk it and milk it until they can grift, right? They're going to continue to milk it, continue to act like it's black people's problem, continue to act black fatigue. Nah, ninja, this is white fatigue. I got white fatigue. I'm sick of you ninjas. I'm sick of you ninjas. I have white fatigue. Because white men want to blame everybody but themselves. White culture wants to blame everybody but themselves. You guys are going to be the reason we lose this country. You guys are going to be the reason why we stay in the divided states of America. It is you. It is you. And the sooner y'all wake up to this shit, the sooner you see the writing on the wall, the sooner you see that everybody is not your enemy, the sooner you see that you need to look internally and check internally. But for some reason, some of you were just born this way, had to. I think it's genetic, ninja. Yeah, let's call it. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, I think it's genetic, ninja. I think it's genetic. I think some of you just come from a horrible lineage of evil, and some of you are just like that, right? White America has a weird obsession with blaming black people for their problems. A weird obsession. Every time something go wrong, oh, it was the blacks. It was black fatigue, ninja. Right? When Charlie Kirk ass got assassinated, right? Ninjas trying to make they making white men are making bomb threats to HBCUs as if it wasn't a ninja from a MAGA family, grew up on Republican ideas and culture, gun culture, and all of that, form culture, right? Middle America culture, and white men wanted to blame fucking HBCUs. They wanted to blame black people. Some of you y'all are so fucking psychotic, right? Some of you are racist to the point of you're just psychotic, right? And then we just had another shooting. Nobody's calling it. Nobody's calling it what it is, right? We have a white male issue in this country. I got white fatigue, and that's an after pill.